All right, welcome to the Grizzled Geek special Comic-Con report. Now the Comic-Con 2017 is over, done and dusted.
Yep.
This year they had a ton of crazy shit happen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, all the news. Everybody brought it, like all the movie news. We're going to focus on mainly the big movie announcements, TV. I mean, there was a ton of toy and comic news. I mean, we just couldn't fit it all in.
Can't fit it all in, yeah.
So, just going forward, we'll just start with movies, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's the big thing.
Yeah, start with the big two, DC and Marvel. Everyone expected these two to bring it this year, and they weren't disappointed. Tons of information and trailers and everything to go through. So let's jump right in with DC.
Yeah.
Aquaman, I think, was one of the first things they showed. It was like not a finished trailer because they're still filming the movie.
Right.
But they brought everybody out, big panel, and then they showed a clip. And unfortunately, they didn't release the clip, but it's basically an underwater armada. I think it starts off with two fishermen, and they snag something and pulls them along, and there's like an underwater armada, and then it has Aquaman facing off against someone with a sword, and in the panel he says it's Ocean Master.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I guess it's like that's a family member, right? That's your Aquaman. Is an Ocean Master?
Yeah, I think he's uncle or something like that. I don't remember exactly
how they're related, but they're related in some way. Some guy trying to take over Atlantis.
Yeah,
and Aquaman's having none of it. So I mean, really cool. I mean, right off the bat, we know what's coming out next. So probably that's the next movie from DC. We're going to see a lot of more stuff, information drop from.
Yeah.
We should expect a trailer sometime, later this year.
Maybe with Justice League. Yeah.
More that would make sense. Up next, what we have? Flash,
but which we didn't get really a lot, except that it's going to be the Flashpoint story, or at least it's called Flashpoint. Now, whether it's the Flashpoint story or not. Yeah. Which will
it be like the TV series where Flashpoint was basically one episode? Although it had repercussions the whole year.
Right, yeah.
But it was only one episode, really.
Problem is they still don't have a director. So
nope.
At this point, it's treading water, I guess.
Well, I mean, Ezra Miller was there. He seemed super hyped about it. I mean, they say they're moving forward with it. And I mean, the big announcement was it's Flashpoint is the storyline they're going with. So perhaps this is an opportunity for them to make any kind of corrections that may come up with the Flashpoint story, as Flashpoint was what spawned the new 52 in the comics. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and it had a lot of interesting, like, crossing dimensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where we find a Thomas Wayne version of Batman.
That's true. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you tell us about the animated side of DC?
Let's see. We've got a Gotham by Gaslight, a Suicide Squad, and Death and Return of Superman animated movies coming.
Yeah, these are the next three animated movies from them.
Yeah, and
all based on his comic storylines. Well, Suicide Squad's basically.
Yeah, I mean, Gotham by Gaslight, Gotham by Gaslight was like a series, a Batman series for a while. So I don't know if it's I guess something like that. I don't remember how long it went. So it's not a specific storyline. It's a genre.
Yeah.
Like maybe doing a noir type Batman, except for doing more like maybe Batman as Sherlock Holmes kind of character or something. I don't know exactly where they're going with that, but yeah.
And Death and Return of Superman marked a really strange moment in the comics. I mean, it was a big deal the first time a big major character was killed off.
Yeah, so
and then the rise of the Superman.
So there would be. I don't know if they're going to do the 4 different Superman that took his place.
The Eradicator, Steel, Superboy, and then Cyborg Superman.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
I remember from the 90s.
Yeah.
Collected all those. I don't know. I even had like the armband issue. Remember that?
Yeah.
Get those, the black issue.
I was working at the comic book store at that point, so I got all of them. All right.
But DC finished off the panel with, of course, the big news: Justice League. We got an epic trailer. You see bits and pieces of it here. Big thing about the trailer is Steppenwolf. A lot of Steppenwolf in the trailer.
Yeah. Looks cool.
He drops some bombs there. Mentions lanterns and basically how Earth's ready to fall. There's no protectors.
There's no lanterns or Kryptonians.
No Kryptonians.
Yeah.
So I mean that kind of hints at Green Lantern and DC
that the Lantern Corps exists in this DC movie universe.
Yeah, and then at the end, somebody shows up that they're expecting. Alfred sees somebody show up. We're assuming Superman, but could be Green Lantern maybe. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't really get any indication in the scene.
Just that some of their, but the mention of hope, he kind of holds on like, we hope it's not too late, right? Kind of suggests Superman. But one of the interesting things about the panel, though, however, was Chris Hardwick asked Ben Affleck pretty much, tries to address the rumors that they just broke Friday that he was out as Batman. I mean, this is a big time, like Variety and Hollywood Reporters. I mean, credible sources saying that he is out as Batman. Right. It's only a matter of time. Interesting part about that is, I mean, I watched that panel. Yeah. He does not say one way or the other. A lot of people saying like, oh, he confirmed that he's going to be Batman. Yeah. What he does a lot of is saying, he sidesteps it, kind of like, oh, I'm honored to be Batman. It's amazing to be Batman. Yeah. He basically quashes rumors that him and Matt Reeves, that he doesn't like Matt Reeves, by saying, he'd play a monkey for this guy. Yeah. Let alone Batman. But he doesn't say he's going to, right? Right. He doesn't. He addresses the rumors that he is not excited about being Batman anymore by saying that he's super excited about being Batman. Right. Who wouldn't be? Yeah. But it was all very political. Very. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they expected this news to drop right before. Yeah. The day before the panel.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, if you were there watching it and you could tell by the crowd reaction that he strongly implied that he was going to continue being Batman, but much like an Aes Sedai, he doesn't. If he says he's out, he did not say any words that were untrue. Lie. Yeah, he did not. He lied by implication, but not by any specific words he said. Yeah, if he leaves.
That's a big nerd pull with the Wheel of Time there.
Yeah, that's good. Wheel of Time there. Yeah. Speak no word that is untrue.
Yeah, that is true. That's nice. So. All right, now with all that, everyone expected DC to come strong. There's some big stuff coming out. They're riding high on Wonder Woman, as well they should. I mean, that panel was amazing, and I mean, obviously Chris Hardwick did a good job moderating and everything else. Yeah. But we knew Marvel was going to bring it. They blocked out an hour and a half for this panel, and man, did they drop some news. I mean, them and their Comic-Con and Marvel, they're the well-oiled machine. When it comes down to any of the marketing for their stuff, they plan out Comic-Con way ahead of time. They know exactly what they're doing.
DC had some cool stuff, but Marvel put them to shame. Oh, here. Man. It's just like,
man.
Really?
Like one thing after another.
You brought some animated movies? That's how cute.
Check this out.
Here, check this out, yeah.
I'll start off with Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Big news, Michelle Pfeiffer is playing Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp, wife of Hank Pym. So, I mean, they pulled the original Catwoman. Yeah. And that's amazing. Also, big name, Lawrence Fishburne as Dr. Bill Foster, the Giant Man. We already mentioned the Giant Man's going to be in it, but Lawrence Fishburne, I mean,
which tends to suggest that Dr. Bill Foster was Giant Man when Hank Pym was Ant-Man. And now he's just kind of a...
Well, he was back in the comics. He was older. Yeah. So, I mean, that's, so Lawrence Fishburne. So I magically made my T appear.
Yeah.
See that?
Lawrence Fishburne's the magic word.
Mention Lawrence Fishburne and T appears. But other casting news was Hannah John came in as Ghost. And Ghost, I have the HeroClix figure of Ghost. I don't know who she is in the comics.
I have no idea. Yeah, but, that's like I said, I'm not a fan of Ant-Man, so until this movie, I never thought I would be excited about anything Ant-Man.
Right, yeah. And Randall Park as Agent Jimmy Woo, and I reported this before, again, with the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, there's not Clay Quartermain. Moo. Oh, man. But, I mean, Jimmy Woo's cool. I'm excited to see that, so... Yeah. All right, but then they fucking hit us with what? With Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel is going to be set in the 90s, and the main antagonists are the Skrull.
Wow, that's 10 years before Iron Man, or more than that?
Yeah, I mean...
2008 was Iron Man, right?
Something like that. So even if this was the end, which I don't think it is...
Right, so 20 years before Iron Man.
So, it's, a good 15 to 20 years before Iron Man, before Nick Fury loses his eye, because they say Fury's going to have both eyes, no patch, which, I mean, obviously is not, they're taking a little liberty there because he had patch ever since the war.
Right, So that was a big reveal there. But what hit us, Doug? Who's she fighting? Who are the bad guys?
We already said the Skrulls.
Oh man, look at that! See, he had the big reveal set up, and he already threw it out there.
Yeah. So what this doesn't address is, are we going to see a Kree or the original Captain Marvel to get her powers from?
I mean, you would think.
You would think, but
you got
I mean,
the Skrull there. She's a Kree, or she's
got Kree DNA.
Kree DNA. So,
so
Captain Marvel's got to pass the mantle so she can become Captain Marvel.
Marvel. So
she starts off as Captain Marvel,
unless there's maybe a dead Kree that somehow she gets some DNA with. Maybe one that's locked up by S.H.I.E.L.D. someplace.
True.
Little nod to the series there.
That's true. Yeah, they could do that.
Tahiti.
Right. The interesting thing here is the Skrulls being something that we've always assumed was a Fantastic Four property.
Right.
I think as you've mentioned before, they couldn't use the Skrulls. So a lot of people are speculating, what does this mean? Is it a secret deal with Fox, or is it one of those shared universe things?
Yeah, maybe they were able to make an argument that Fox didn't want to fight them on, that no, this is something that's been both Fantastic Four and Avengers. Right. We can use it, kind of like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Who knows? I don't know.
Skrull in the Marvel Universe is
it's intriguing. So maybe there's more exchanges coming if that's the case. So.
Yeah. And then of course Black Panther is the next another movie coming out next year. We showed some footage from this. The big thing about this, I mean, it was like I think it was like at a casino or whatever, and like T'Challa was there with his two bodyguards, and Claw was trying to sell vibranium to Everett Ross. Was there trying to buy it? Yeah, he had Claw and his goons.
Okay.
The big reveal from here is obviously things go south. There's a big fight going on, but Claw whipped out the laser arm.
Nice. Okay.
In the comics, he's got like he absorbs sound and shoots sonic waves out of his arm.
Well, in the comics, he's actually made of sound.
Yeah.
Which they didn't go with here. They're keeping it a little more reality grounded, like they have.
I'm fine with.
Well, yeah, that's
as long
fine.
as you got a fake arm that shoots stuff. That's Claw.
That's cool. And there's apparently the cool spear fight scene with one of his female guards. I can't remember what the name of the female guardians are.
Oh yeah, I forget.
If somebody knows the name of those, please put that down in the comments. I just didn't have it in front of me. I can't remember what they're called.
But yeah, some amazing footage. So we're excited for that. Yeah. But not a whole lot of new news.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they haven't released that footage to the general public yet, so we can't go and goob out on the.
We'll tell you play by play what it looks like.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to. I mean, obviously, there's a bigger story afterwards, but probably the biggest thing we can see now.
The win for the con, in my opinion.
The Thor Ragnarok trailer.
Oh my goodness!
Next trailer.
The new trailer.
It looks awesome.
Let's break that down for a little bit here.
We got a little comedy routine in the beginning.
Yeah, we got a little idea of how
Thor and Banner talking. This is post fight. Yeah. Post him fighting the Hulk, where he's telling Banner, "Oh yeah, I won." And he's like, "That doesn't sound right."
Well,
so that was pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, it teases a few things like Thor Loki team up.
Yep. And they're wielding weapons like guns.
Yeah, like
some kind of laser guns or something. Yeah.
Well, which was cool. Hammer, so he's got to
that was cool.
I mean, some stuff right out of the pages of Norse myth, the Fenris Wolf.
Yeah, Hulk fighting the Fenris Wolf. It looked like on the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, had to be in Asgard.
Yeah.
Surtur the demon at the end, the big reveal.
Yeah.
Surtur the fire demon. And it was announced that Clancy Brown's going to do the voice. So the Kurgan is going to be the voice for Surtur.
Cool.
But the big thing, probably the cool thing for me anyway, was like the Hulk talking.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is they went with he's still. They went with the original early Hulk where he talks kind of like a child.
Right, yeah.
Where he's like, I like fire more than you do. You like water, I like fire.
Hulk like raging fire, or like smoldering fire.
He's like, my dad's stronger than you.
That's right. Well, he said in the panel that they revealed that he's been the Hulk for 2 years. And he refuses to turn back into Banner. Obviously, he's enjoying life as a gladiator.
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah.
And in that time, since he's been the Hulk for so long, he's developed vocabulary.
Can
talk more. So, I mean, he's Banner in the trailer. So at some point, he turns back.
Reverts, yeah.
But, yeah.
They do have the cool scene of Two other cool scenes we'll touch on before we move on to the next one.
Cool.
The Valkyries flying at Hela looked freaking amazing. And then Thor at the very end with the light imbued with like the lightning
all
powers.
Powered up, What are you the god of again?
Yeah.
Thunder, bitch. Boom.
Yeah. And it's one of those things I've seen. I can't take credit for this theory. There's several people online had this. There was the rumor based on the Lego set that it looked like Thor had like an Infinity Stone's powers.
Right.
I like the theory better that he actually has Mjolnir's powers in him. Since he absorbed the powers when the hammer was destroyed, and somehow that gets released, and he's able to channel Mjolnir's powers through himself.
That would make more sense given the next trailer that they showed, which was the Avengers Infinity War trailer.
Can't wait for this.
Sadly, everybody else is going to have to wait till Thor comes out in November to see this trailer.
Yeah.
They showed it at D23 this year, and then they showed it again at Comic-Con. There was some footage that leaked. We had to see it
briefly.
If you don't want any spoilers, but this is going to be in the trailer. But in that trailer, it shows Loki handing over the Tesseract that Asgard has to Thanos. Go through it so we could describe the trailer to you, but I mean, it's just amazing. It's kind of a dark trailer.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of destruction, a lot of people getting...
It kind of heralds back to Thor's dream in the Avengers 2.
It's just Thanos laying waste to a bunch of heroes. Shows Captain America, not Captain America, Steve Rogers as maybe Nomad.
Oh, right.
He's got the beard. He's... So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, obviously, he's not an Avenger. He's got, him in the Outcast. But it does show Winter Soldier in it. It shows Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy. It starts off with them and them finding Thor out in space.
Yeah.
Finding him by him crashing into their ship.
Yeah.
And then, Spider-Man in the new suit from the end of his movie.
Yeah, the Iron Spider.
The Iron Spider suit.
The kind of Iron Spider suit.
Iron Spider suit.
Hopefully they're not doing the extra legs.
Right,
They kind of look stupid. But
hey. It looks cool in the trailer. And it ends with Thanos throwing a moon at them, at the heroes. Yeah. Basically, he's reaching back. I don't know if it's our moon or hopefully not. That would suck.
Yeah.
But just pulling chunks of it down with the power of the gauntlet and hurling them like meteors. Amazing. I mean... Marvel dropped the mic after that. I don't think they asked any questions after that. They just walked off stage.
Man.
But
what can you say?
What can you say to that? But amazing. Marvel won the con. All right. Now, Marvel and DC were obviously the big two, but there was tons of other movies, a lot of genre movies out there that we got information from. I think one of the big ones, Ready Player One, dropped their trailer. Now, I'm going to talk about this one because Doug is going to lose a little bit of his nerd cred here. He's never read the book Ready Player One, so everybody write in and tell him that he needs to read that. I've been trying to get him to do it for a while now.
Like 20 minutes now. 30 minutes, something like that. No, he's mentioned it before.
But, oh my goodness, if you've read the book, if you grew up in the 80s, this is going to be the movie for you. And Spielberg doing it is just amazing. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the entire... I mean, it's an assault on your eyes of never any pop culture references. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where to start with it. You see right off the bat, Iron Giant. You see like
Light Cycles,
Freddy Krueger, Duke Nukem, like the DeLorean, the bike from Akira, the A-Team van. I mean, you see like Harley Quinn and. Deadshot, like right at the beginning, coming out.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, it's just amazing. I'm going to spoil it here. It's just a great book. Read the book, definitely. Then go see the movie because it's going to rock. I mean, I don't know if I can't say I'm more excited than Thor, but it's right up there. Ready Player One is like
all
up
right.
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, another one we got to see some new footage from was the Lego Ninjago movie, which the first trailer got me. I was like, oh, sweet, I'm going to see this. All of the Lego movies have been great. This one looks like it's going to be awesome, too. And this one was pretty good. It definitely
looks hilarious.
Gave you a little more insight into his character and the ninjas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've learned that Jackie Chan is their mentor, which is cool.
That is cool, yeah.
And then you get the reveal of the big monster at the end. Which is a cat following a laser pointer.
Live cat following a laser pointer, wrecking stuff.
Everybody's like,
the unbeatable monster.
He slaps down a building. It's pretty awesome. I'm definitely it's going to be good. If you like the Lego movie, you like Lego Batman, you're going to like Lego Ninjago.
Yes.
Even if you never watched the Ninjago or stuff, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm there. Anything Lego.
Yeah, the Legos got me. I'll always go see the Lego movies at this point.
All right. Moving on, other movie news. Kind of a strange announcement during one of the panels. Noah Hawley, from basically the showrunner for Legion and Fargo on TV, has working on a project. And he said one word, Doom, right? Which everybody assumed was a new Fantastic Four movie that he's working on. But no, they confirmed that it is, in fact, a Doctor Doom movie that he is working on.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
This is a horrible idea.
I mean, the weird thing is, I understand Doctor Doom's a great character. I mean, and they've yet to do him correctly. I mean, they've taken 2 shots at him, and,
3 if you count that he was in 3 different movies.
Yeah, true. And technically, he was in the Roger Corman movie, which was the best portrayal of him so far. But, I mean, none of them got him quite right. So to see someone like, Noah Hawley coming in and try to take a shot at it, that'd be great. But the problem is,
he's all about context.
Yeah.
If you don't have the Fantastic Four, specifically Reed Richards, you don't have Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Part of his personality, part of the big chunk of who he is his hatred for Reed Richards, right? And that dynamic there. If you don't have that, Doom's not really Doom.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It just doesn't make any sense.
So are they going to use Reed Richards from the last movie that failed, or are they going to come up with a new Reed Richards for this, or is he not going to be in it at all? I don't know which is the best option there.
I don't know how much money Fox has to lose on the Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four related property before they give up.
Yeah.
Because they have just done them bad at every turn.
Right.
It's just, I mean, each movie has gotten progressively worse.
Right.
The first one wasn't awful. It wasn't good, but it wasn't awful. But then it just stepped down every single time they've done a movie.
Well, Silver Surfer was good in the second one.
So one part of that movie was good. One part.
Fan Four Stick with the beginning was good for Fan Four Stick, and then it went off the rails. But
this is just such a bad idea.
Well, there you go. Doom movie coming. I mean, if it wasn't for Noah Hawley doing it, I would not be interested at all. Even then, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see.
All right, and then finally we got some sneak peek. It wasn't really even a trailer. It was for Pacific Rim. They're just showing the Jaegers.
Pacific Rim,
however they say them.
Yeah, the Jaegers it was like basically all the new Jaegers. Where before it was like they had only had 5 Jaegers or 4 or something like that. And Gypsy Danger was like an old Jaeger, These are all sleek, new, the next gen Jaegers.
One pilot, it looks like, instead of the tandem or something like that. Yeah.
And then it has, basically just a video of showing all the new Jaegers.
And they look cool.
They look,
they had cool weapons and stuff like that.
Like giant robots. This movie is for you. Yeah.
And I was. The uprising part is what got me. I was like, well, uprising against what? Did the monsters take over the world? What's going on here?
Got to uprise.
Jaegers uprise. Yeah. So, anyways, but I mean,
I like. Giant monsters fighting kaiju.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I watched the first one. I was
giant robots. Fighting.
Giant robots. Yeah. Sorry. Giant robots fighting. Yeah. I watch either one. I watch.
Yeah.
And as we finish up with movies here, we magically get more tea.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom. Moving on to TV. Tons of TV news. We'll see if we can get through here. I'll start off with trailers. We got trailers for all the Arrowverse shows.
Yeah.
Amazing. Arrow is still reeling from the end of the last season, especially with the new Black Siren. There's gonna be there's more Deathstroke.
Okay.
So after the explosion, we know Deathstroke and Siren survived, but we didn't see anybody else. So they're kind of holding that secret. We're not sure who's alive, who's not. But I did know one thing: there's going to be more Deathstroke in this season. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
Deathstroke's probably my favorite character in that whole.
Yeah,
season. He was definitely the best antagonist.
Yes,
easily of all of the seasons. I mean, I've liked every season, but he was definitely the best antagonist.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to tell us about Supergirl?
Yeah, well, I mean, all we found out really is she's done being Kara Danvers.
Yes.
I wonder for how long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
after the events of last season, she's still reeling from the loss. So I guess she's moving on. Just going to be Supergirl full time now.
Yeah.
I don't know what she can do for money. So DO pays her. I don't know.
Well, you would assume she work. She could. She'd be just be an agent, so and get a salary and whatnot. So, who do we make this check out to?
Yeah, exactly. One cool thing is introduce a new bad guy. Was it Adrian Pascal from Heroes and from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Talbot. From S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, yeah.
He's in this season. Cool. He's kind of like an antagonist for Lena Luthor.
Okay. I like that actor, so that's cool. Yeah,
he's
that's
cool.
awesome.
I like Lena Luthor, so I like the thing. We got Legends of Tomorrow. Trailer for Earth's Mightiest Misfits.
Nice. So we got more people joining the team? The ever-revolving team?
I think most of the team from last year is back.
Okay.
But they said the great thing about it was season 2 really, they really found their footing, right? And then we got basically became these level losers. A lot more humor in it with the second season, and I think they're going along with that. I think that's where they're going with this. This is the funny one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys screw up. Pretty much everything they're doing is correcting their own screw-ups throughout the season. But these are some great characters. I mean, Rory is one of my favorite characters in any superhero TV show at all.
That's funny. This show, all the shows about superheroes, I like the arson.
I like the brute with the flame gun. Yeah. He's pretty cool.
And do we know who the new dark enemy is, or just they hint at a new dark enemy?
They hint at a new dark enemy, something that apparently Rip has hidden from them. Something that he knew about, but he's hidden from the group. So Rip is in. Even though he left the group again, he's in this season. So obviously, you can't. Rip Hunter's important.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Flash trailer. If you all remember from last season, how that ended. This trailer was all about how everybody's adjusting to life without Barry Allen, and basically. I'm going to assume that's episode 1 when they get him back.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're showing everybody teaming together, trying to be Team Flash. I mean, they have Wally West there, right?
It's the Flash without the Flash.
It's the Flash without the Flash.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it shows. Let's see. Caitlin shows up with a cold gun, or whatever. She maybe channel her powers into a gun or something like that.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, they got a super team there, but can they do it without Barry Allen? I'm betting maybe for an episode.
Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean,
I'm back. That show's got me.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
All of I love the Arrowverse, and whether I'm not sure if Supergirl is officially Arrowverse or not, but I count it as because they crosses over all the time. Yeah. They're all really great.
Yeah.
That's what DC is doing right.
DC is definitely doing a TV right.
I mean, yeah, that's. Whatever comes of Justice League, I'm hopeful for Justice League. It's looking cool.
Yeah. That's my big problem. I guess my biggest problem is with the Flash, right? I love Ezra Miller. I like his take. He's a young kid. But, I mean, when you see him in the trailer there, where he seems kind of like scared about going into battle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That does not seem
He was not comedic. He was not comedic enough because the Flash is always kind of the comedy relief of the Justice League
I figure if they're going with a younger Flash, that he would be the comic relief. Yeah.
And he's always like, and it's like a part of. I don't know why we're shifting back on this, but it's always part of the his character that he looks before he leaps.
Yeah.
So this idea that he's scared and doesn't want to do anything, that's like that doesn't really ring true to his character.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance because I like Ezra Miller, but I really like the TV Flash. That's why we're going with that. We're moving on to non-Berlantiverse, Arrowverse, what do you want to call it?
Yeah. This is
Doug's show he's looking forward to the most next year.
Yeah, you can tell, can't you?
Krypton, the show that we never thought we'd want.
And still don't.
The show about Superman's granddaddy, Seg-El, a great name, Seg-El.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is even weirder than what we thought it was going to be. I mean, we figured it's going to be back on Krypton, dealing with his granddaddy, but apparently it's going to involve time travel from the present. Time travel from basically Hawkman and Adam Strange. They're going to feature prominently in this series.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, a stranger sends them back in time on an important mission to protect the line of Eld. Because apparently when they go back in time, Seg-El is kind of like on the outs. He's even lost his sigil. He doesn't have the S anymore.
Oh, okay.
So they got to regain the glory for House L, I guess, and preserve the line. Apparently, suggesting that Brainiac is perhaps the bad guy in this. That's trying to erase Superman's history or whatever, and they got to go back and preserve it.
Which Brainiac?
I don't know. Who knows? Didn't really say.
Yeah.
But also, they mentioned that Doomsday is going to feature in it, which isn't it New 52 where the Kryptonians make him? Isn't he a Kryptonian superweapon?
Maybe.
Back in the day.
I don't remember. They've done so much with changing his background so many times that.
Yeah. Again, even with all this
maybe
crazy
his
news,
grandfather is the one who's responsible for making him.
Maybe if this was Hawkman from the Berlanti-verse, and maybe this was connected some way, I might be more interested in this because they're doing weird time travel stuff and that.
Yeah.
But this is totally separated. Not this Hawkman has nothing to do with the Hawkgirl that was in Legends of Tomorrow.
Right, and you're going to, well, I guess Krypton's high technology, so it'll be and Adam Strange figures into a sci-fi kind of world.
Who is he in the comics? Is he?
Adam Strange is kind of the Flash Gordon type of the DC universe.
He's got like a fin on his head or something?
He's got a fin on his head, he's got a jetpack, a laser gun.
Okay.
So he's kind of
like a Rocketeer kind of.
Yeah, more high tech. Definitely more of the Flash Gordon, kind of classic sci-fi hero, spaceman kind of guy. So, if you're looking at Krypton as kind of a high tech society and stuff like that, he fits more than Hawkman. This ancient Egyptian god. I'm like, okay.
Well, apparently there's going to be some kind of thing with the Thanagarians and the Kryptonians, and or whatever.
Oh, so they're going with the alien version of Hawkman, not the...
Right, this has nothing to do with the Legends of Tomorrow Hawkman. This is alien Thanagarian.
Got it.
That makes more sense for Hawkman, I guess.
Okay,
in this
there
situation. You go. Either way,
it's still...
someone's going to have to watch this and tell me it's really good for me to, to bother with it. But
it still strikes me as Gotham. I don't want to see a show about Batman not being Batman.
Yeah. And again, not being part of the, the Berlanti-verse, Arrowverse, whatever. Yeah. But hey, speaking of not being part of the main universe,
that was a good segue. All right. Well, we're talking Gifted then.
Gifted,
which executive producer Matt Nix has explained that this is going to actually take place in a parallel universe that was hinted in X-Men Days of Future Past when they were having the talk about the time being a river and there's many streams and branches and stuff. So this is. It's happening in its own parallel universe where the X-Men have existed but are no longer around. They've disappeared or something. Okay. So we're going to get characters we've seen before, but they'll be recast. So I guess parallel universe. Not everybody looks the same.
Yeah, apparently the X-Men have disappeared or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what characters exactly we're going to get in this, but if they have been in another iteration of this, they'll be recast. Okay.
So, X-Men in name only.
Yeah.
Different universe.
Well, and the funny thing, this is coming when they're also doing a New Mutants. Yeah. So it's like, we're doing two different parallel universes of the same kind of idea. Yeah. These young mutants that are...
It's hard to have a connected universe these days. And the X-Men universe their timeline is so...
Yeah, it's a little convoluted.
So with their movies, but all right. Well, I like Polaris as a character. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to more TV. The Inhumans released some more footage at Comic-Con. Now, with the last trailer, they went from being, oh god, this is awful, to maybe.
Yeah, well, the internet certainly does not like it.
They're doing everything wrong with this. I mean, they're taking the most Jack Kirby of Jack Kirby properties and then dulling it down, making it not look anything like...
Yeah. I mean, they look like regular people.
Yeah, where Guardians of the Galaxy embraced the Kirbiness of space. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Inhumans are not. I mean, they're just like normal guys. At least this new trailer, I will say this, it got a little more weirder as far as It showed more Inhumans looking inhuman.
Okay, yeah.
With that, it showed a little bit about Triton, a little bit more about the storyline, I guess. It does show the hair. I mean, and we all knew from the beginning the hair was going to make or break it. That first trailer, when you look at that awful wig, we're like, how is this hair going to make it or not?
No. Well, it did not get better. It moved.
It moved. I mean, when it was moving around, all right, it looked good for a made-for-TV movie back in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. But they did better with Spawn's cape. 20 years ago.
Wow.
So how could you not do this in this day and age? How could you not get that right?
Yeah, I mean, we still got a month, but I mean, they need to do some serious polishing on that hair. All right, it's passable in the trailer that we saw. At least I think it's passable. I mean, it moves when it's all splayed out. She looks like Medusa from the comics. You're like, okay, but I can see where it looks very CGI from a trailer on my computer screen. They're putting this on IMAX.
Yeah,
the first 2 or 3 episodes on IMAX.
I think it's the first two.
First two on IMAX. I mean, I can't imagine what that hair is going to look like on IMAX.
And what they've shown us so far, there's only 3 things that are like any kind of special effect that you would need to see on IMAX, and none of them were spectacular.
Yeah. So
none of them. Him stomping the ground was the best effect. Gorgon stomping the ground was the best of the effects.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have complained about Lockjaw. I like the way they've done his teleport.
I like Lockjaw, yeah.
I like the teleport effect. It looks cool.
They had a big plush Lockjaw at the Comic-Con.
Did they? That's cool.
People were taking a picture. They could buy a plush Lockjaw.
Yeah. And Gorgon Stomp looked cool. The hair, I think, looks awful. And then you've got Black Bolt grunt and flip some cars. But, I mean, that's just a simple, like, force wave effect, which, they do on TV fairly frequently. So
Banshee can do that.
Yeah, so I'm like,
yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, Inhumans. Moving on to the good Marvel TV stuff.
Yeah, the
Netflix.
really good stuff.
Well, not just Marvel stuff.
Yeah, Netflix has got a lot.
Yeah, the Netflix panel had dropped a ton of stuff. The big thing, obviously, Defenders coming out next month. Everyone's super excited. That reveals Sigourney Weaver's character is going to be the head of the Hand. Apparently, there's like several different chapters of the Hand, as we saw in Iron Fist.
Oh, right, yeah.
Madame Gao and whoever...
Colleen Wing's master, whose name escapes me right now because he was kind of an underwhelming character.
They were at odds. So apparently each finger of the hand is a different group. They run things differently. Sigourney Weaver is the head of all of them, basically.
Okay.
So she's bringing them all together, and that's why the Defenders need to come together. Now, they're also like pushing like the Punisher, which comes out in November afterwards, right? Mm-hmm. But they're kind of like the way they kind of tease the trailers got people thinking, is Punisher going to be? They kind of tease maybe he shows up in Defenders.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
He wasn't. I don't think he was on the panel for the Defenders. No. So if they're keeping it under wraps, if he is, which would be cool. Like, I would be super jazzed for that.
A few hints about it. But yeah, we've already pointed out next year that we're going to get Jessica Jones 2, Luke Cage 2, and Daredevil 3.
Yeah.
Right? Now, a big thing, Iron Fist announcement, the new showrunner.
Okay.
So they're getting rid of their showrunner, who, in a lot of people's opinion, screwed up Iron Fist by not having enough mystical elements, not having good fight scenes, too much boardroom with the and not having a likable Danny Rand, which is the biggest mistake. But Jeff Loeb hired a new showrunner, Raven Metzer. Now, what has Raven Metzer done, you may ask? Well, on his to his credit, he's directed Elektra so far. The Elektra movie.
The Elektra movie?
Remember that back in the day?
I do. Hey,
the spin-off from Daredevil?
And nothing since?
Well, on his file, he directed Elektra.
Okay.
So...
Wow.
Yeah. So...
That's interesting.
Jeff Loeb's... touting his praises, saying, "Hey, this guy did a great job with the mystical elements. He's familiar with some of these characters."
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, the good news is like Misty Knight is going to be joining the cast now.
That's cool.
Her and Colleen Wing team up, would be right from the comics. Right?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. But I'm like, the only thing I can say about this is they can only go up from here, right? From
hopefully,
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So.
And now on to the thing I think everyone was most excited for Netflix-wise.
Oh yeah.
This new Stranger Things trailer.
Stranger Things.
Narrated, at least partly, by a Vincent Price voiceover, which was, I'm like, wow.
From Thriller. Not only was it Vincent Price from Thriller, it had like a remix of Thriller throughout the entire trailer.
Yeah. That was really cool. So,
very 80s.
Tons of new 80s pop culture references. I think playing Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, Ready Player One is the only thing that beat it as far as 80s pop culture references. But Ghostbusters, there are lots of Ghostbuster stuff.
Lots of Ghostbuster stuff, including apparently they actually use a ghost trap.
To trap something.
Or something is trapped in their ghost trap. But whatever, and then we get a shot at the end of 11.
11 coming back through.
11 trying to come back into the real world.
Of course. You're going to have 11 in this Stranger Things too.
But and this is supposed to take place, I think they say 2 years later?
2 years later, yeah.
2 years later. 2 years after the events of the last show.
I think stuff's spreading from that rift. It looked like it anyway. It looked like it's getting worse.
Yeah, and Will seems to have some connection to it where he's he steps over.
Yeah, we saw a glimpse of that in the last season. But
yeah, the things that we thought were like straight up weird stuff is happening. It wasn't actually in the real world.
Yeah,
he was stepping over into the the upside down temporarily.
Yeah, but kids, you're gonna have to trick or treat on your own this year because your parents are gonna be binge watching Stranger Things all weekend long.
There's gonna be a lot of sick days used up on October 31st, probably including here.
Exactly. Also, Netflix premiered a trailer for Bright, which is a Will Smith kind of modern fantasy.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I can't. I'm reserving judgment because I'm not sure how this because. Will Smith is a cop, but like his partner's an orc, and there's elves and fairies and stuff in modern day, right?
In like a modern day setting.
Yeah, they find like a magic wand or whatever, and that's like the big MacGuffin for the series where they got to it's magic, true magic, and they can do anything you want. They got to protect it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, I like stuff like Shadowrun. If you ever played a Shadowrun game, role-playing game, it's kind of like that, like modern, orcs and elves and shit in modern day,
right? Yeah,
or futuristic for that point. But so I don't know. This could be really cool or it could be really cheesy. I can't decide which it is at this point yet. But I'm going to watch it, of course. That's why I have Netflix for crazy stuff like this.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I started off like as the show. As the trailer started, I was like, what is this? This looks kind of silly. And as it went further and further in, I was like, this looks cool. Yeah. All right, I'm in.
Well, Will Smith's good in almost anything he does, so I mean, we'll go for that. All right.
You want to hit that? Just you can do it. I can't. I can't bring myself to.
You can't do it. Star Trek Discovery. After all these years, it's been a long time since Star Trek Enterprise has left the airwaves. We've had a reboot of the movies in a different timeline with new characters or new actors playing old characters. Star Trek Discovery finally is going to go back to the original pre-changed universe.
But not.
So this is supposed to take place 10 years before Kirk and Spock. Right?
Yeah.
The big reveal at I showed more footage in the trailer. The big reveal is Shanika Martin Green's character, the main protagonist, is an adoptive sister of Spock that he never mentions.
Yeah, never.
In any of the time.
All right.
But Kurtzman in the panel basically said what the big thing, the mantra they kept saying is it's going to make sense. It's going to fit in the timeline.
And it's going to be canon.
And it's going to be canon. It's going to fit in the timeline. There's a reason why Spock doesn't mention his sister or she's out of his life or whatever.
Right.
So something's going on here. The big thing for me that I have a problem with here is the Klingons.
Yeah.
So the Klingons are the main antagonists in this. and they look weird. I mean, they're not okay. If this is supposed to be,
it's supposed to be back in the main timeline,
right? So this is after Enterprise. In Enterprise, they look like Klingons are looking at Next Generation, right?
Okay.
10 years from now, in Kirk's time, they look like just like dark skinned guys with
right
goatees and
like Fu Manchus,
right? Fu Manchus, which they just explain in Enterprise as a disease, right? That they end up curing and they end up looking again. These look like J.J. Abrams. Not even that. They look even weird.
They're like obsidian skin, and their skin looks very like almost stone-like,
right?
And
instead of like little ridges on the edge of their nose, it's got like a big ridge that goes all the way over. I don't know. They're all bald. And one of the weird things, they said that they're going to speak Klingon in the series, and it's going to be subtitled. However, in the trailer they showed, they spoke English.
Right. Yeah.
That's probably just for the trailer, I guess.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. It's. And once again, this is the thing that I'm not in any way excited for this at all. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I like Star Trek a lot, but I'm not excited for this at all. Mostly because it's kind of like, we're going back to the regular continuity that we reset, but not really. Oh, and I don't know. We're going to change a bunch of stuff, and we're going to destroy our ship like they do in all of the movies. And it's like, come on.
Everyone knows starships are made to be destroyed.
Yeah.
But they show Mudd from the original series.
Yeah. Although he seems way more, I don't know,
grizzly.
Yeah, not
less flamboyant.
Less flamboyant. Less like a fast talker. Stuff like that. He's, I don't know.
More like a madman.
Yeah, more like a madman.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that doesn't sound like Mudd at all.
Yeah, we will see. I'll tell you what I am excited for more than this, which is sad to say, is the Orville, which we also got to see some footage from. This is Seth MacFarlane's spoof of Star Trek. Although from this second footage and the first trailer they released, I think what's making this work is that they are, even though it is a spoof, and they're highlighting some of the more campy aspects of Star Trek.
Right.
I think they show quite a lot of respect for the series in how they're approaching it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not taking this as totally like slapstick crazy, you know, making fun of it, right? I mean, they're treating it almost like Galaxy Quest did, right? Where it was funny, but,
there was a serious story behind the thing.
And it looks hilarious.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah. But, and other stuff we got, I mean, we can't go into all the TV stuff, but there was trailers for Westworld, big highlight from them, and basically shows, like, the dead bodies all over the park, and the robots going crazy.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, so that's exciting there. Once Upon a Time reboot, kind of.
That's interesting.
Soft reboot. I know they're, like, I don't know. Saw that. The Exorcist series. There was just a ton of trailers and stuff like that for TV shows.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones panel was awesome. They didn't show a whole lot with the Game of Thrones because, unlike other Comic-Cons, they're in the middle of the season right now.
Right.
They just started it, so it started so late. But, I mean, tons of TV stuff.
Yeah, and obviously also tons of comics and toys, like we said, but we don't have time to go into all of that.
Right. I mean, there was so much cool stuff at this year's Comic-Con. I mean, we couldn't fit it all into one episode here. It'd be, several hours long. But one last bit of cool thing, if you don't know about Comic-Con, if you've ever been, pretty much all of San Diego,
at least downtown,
transforms, right? They, like, businesses become, havens for geeks, especially the Gaslamp District, which is like right across
the street from
so
the
all
convention
the restaurants,
center.
All the bars, all the businesses down there, basically. You'll see, like, janitors dressed up like Batman sweeping stuff. I mean, these poor guys,
awesome.
The cabbies all dressed up,
That's cool.
But one of the coolest things we saw this year was a bar in the Gaslamp District called the Tipsy Cow. It transformed into the Dixie Pig from the Dark Tower books.
Nice.
If anyone's familiar with the Dark Tower books, I mean, the Dark Tower comes out in the next month.
Right.
Looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. But the Dixie Pig is straight out of where the Blowman and the Cantoy meet. It's like a Crimson King, like, bar, right?
Nice.
If none of that makes any sense to you, read the books. It's great. But yeah, complete with like Red King sigils all over the place, you know.
Right.
Hail the Crimson King, skull on the walls, something like that.
That's
even
funny.
Even like the pool tables had the Crimson King eyeball in the middle of the felt.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they went all out. Right? I mean, the sign hanging out front, it was the Dixie Pig. For one day. They only had it for one day, trains like this.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, they had art from the books on the walls.
1 day or 4 days?
No,
they only did it the one day?
Yeah, there was like a party. It was for a...
for a specific party. For that. Yeah, because a lot of...
people go in and see it all day. So it was...
a lot of different organizations, like Geek and Sundry and all those, they will do... rent out places and have big off-site parties during Comic-Con. So that's cool.
And there was a lot of off-site this year, a lot of off-site stuff that we could see. They actually held like presentations and stuff like that outside. So because it's hard to get tickets, you can't get into Comic-Con anymore. I mean, you pretty much have to buy a day pass to go in to get in the lottery to get tickets for the next year, for the following year. So,
and it's gotten to where even people who are there are in a lottery for the next year. They can't just buy tickets.
You can't just buy tickets. You got to get in a lottery to get there.
That's weird.
So it's pretty bad. But like Doug said, all these companies know that they have these parties and they have these pavilions and stuff like that all around the outside. So you can go there for the weekend.
And never step foot in the convention.
Never go to the convention and see all this cool stuff. Yeah. So it is an experience if you've never been. I mean, it's not like every town pretty much has Comic-Cons nowadays, but this is the reason why this is
the granddaddy of them all.
Why they just say, when you say Comic-Con, this is the convention you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's it for us. All the news we could,
that we could stuff in,
The great thing about it is a lot of these panels are online. A lot of these trailers are online. We'll have links to them down below. Be sure to check them out for yourself.
Yep.
Man, lots of great information.
Yep.
So if you like this video with some of the news, be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe for more information. And if you want to support this channel, we have a link to our Patreon down below as well.
Definitely. And let us know what you thought. If you went to Comic-Con, we'd love to hear from you. What was your favorite part? Did we miss anything really cool that you can let us all in on? That would be great. But thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back later.
Thank you.